Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 15 of Divine FM. This week I wanted to talk about breaking the cycle and letting go of resentment. I feel like holding resentment is a feeling that a lot of us probably have and aren't too proud of admitting. And I can definitely say that for myself as well. There are a lot of things that I resent, and there are a lot of people that I have resented, let's say. Some I still do, just because of things that they have said to me or ways that they have made me feel, or the things that I resent, the way that they have made me feel. Like college, for example, is something that I looked forward to my whole life, but now I resent because of my experience having to go right whenever COVID had happened, and it all being online, and me not really knowing any of my teachers. That was really hard to go through, and now I resent it, and I feel like that's something that I've been trying to work on getting over, because it bleeds into a lot of different parts of my life that have to do with getting an education. So yeah, that was just an example, but I just wanted to talk about a few ways that I've been working on, and you can work on too, being able to let go of these feelings of resentment. Just because, life is never going to be fair, and so there's no point in holding on to these resentful feelings towards people, places, or things that make us feel upset, make us feel bitter. So the first thing is I ask myself, how did this thing help me grow? Instead of holding resentment towards it, instead I think, how did this experience help me grow in some way? And there are so many ways that you can think of that literally any experience can help you grow, whether it's a relationship, whether it's an experience, whether it's a job. Just try to turn your brain instead of turn your brain towards those feelings of, it did help me do this, and this, and I did learn this, and this, and I wouldn't have known this, and I wouldn't have been able to do this unless I went there. And you know what? I'm glad that I did this, because at least I learned how to do this and that. It's not that bad. Just try to think of the more positive aspects of that experience, of that person, of that job, that could maybe turn your experience into a little bit more of a positive one. My next point was, did I help or encourage them to grow? So kind of bleeds into that other topic of how did it help me grow? But think of, I guess this has to do more of a person, but instead of resenting a person who hurt you, possibly maybe think of the ways that the experience that you had, think of your part in it as well, and think of the ways that you could have encouraged them to grow or change in a positive way, or maybe even in a negative way. It also helps you take accountability as well, being able to not only think about experiences that were maybe negative for you, think about how that person made you feel, but also think about your part and how you possibly made them feel, and being able to think, did I help them grow in any way from what I said, from what I did, from what exchange that we had. And just try to put it into a perspective where you can see whether or not it helped you grow or it stagnated you, and see where you can go from there. My next point was coming back to yourself and remembering what you're grateful for. So this is a great way to really just move your brain out of those feelings of resentment, especially when it comes to something that really upsets or triggers you, because there's always so many things to be grateful for, and it's a daily practice for sure that you have to do every single day. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and it also really helps with having less resentful feelings, and just feeling like life is a little bit less unfair, just because it doesn't feel more unfair whenever you obviously feel a little bit more positive, a little bit more happier. So everything just kind of seems like it is what it is, you know? My next point is remembering that hurt people hurt people. So this is a given, you know, but even I sometimes forget that the way that people treat you isn't a representation of yourself, but of themselves, and you're just kind of being a mirror for them. And like, it's just so like obvious once you see it from this perspective, like that hurt people. Like, once someone does something that like is obviously trying to hurt you, just try not to take it personally as best as you can, and remember that whatever they're saying doesn't necessarily have to be true. And even if like you think it is true, like sometimes someone will tell you something and straight up it is true, and they just see it from a negative perspective. And this happened to me very recently, where someone told me something and you know what, it's true. But also I'm loud and proud about it as well. And like, I'm not afraid to admit that sometimes, like, I don't know how to say this without like really talking about the situation. You know what? Fuck it. I was told that I'm too much. And like, it just makes me giggle because like, yes, I am too much. Like, did you not already know that? Like, I think we all know this already, that I'm too much. Like, I'm a Sagittarius rising, guys. Like, I'm gonna be too much. And if that's a problem, then you just I'll just pass by and I'll just cry, you know, sob and pass by. Because that's crazy to tell someone that like a reason that you don't like them is because they're too much. Like, dude, that's like almost humorous, because I feel like so proud to be who I am, and I don't care if I'm being too much. Like, if anyone does not want someone in their life that's like too kind, too loving, too giving, has enough boundaries to where I'm like a freaking like like how do you say, like, I'm my own person, I'm my own confident person, and I'm gonna stand by that. And like, if that's too much, then just go have someone who's not too much, I guess, who's just enough for you, which apparently is not that much. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna move on. My next point was, so try to hold love. Yeah, because hurt people for sure. Next point, karma is real, so let it do its job. If you believe in all of that, but you don't have to. If you don't want to, obviously. I believe in karma for sure, and so yeah, just let it do its job, guys, if you believe in that. Next point. If people wrong you, try to see and treat the situation like you would with their and your inner child. That really humbled me just now, because I'm all giggling and laughing over someone who hurt me that I actually like have a lot of feelings for and like care about a lot, and like treated me not awesome. And like, I feel like I always just try to treat any situation that I have with, like, whether it be a friend. Oh, someone's pulling up. Whatever. Whether it be a friend, whether it be a family member, like, if you can in the moment, try to just bring yourself back and let go of your ego, and just remember that your inner child is just as important as their inner child. And so if you are upset, if you're mad, if you're feeling resentful, bitter feelings towards them, just try to hold back on what you say, because, you know, words are really powerful and can really hurt people if you're not careful with them. So I'm so sorry if you can hear the truck noises in the background. I have zero control over this. Hopefully it will end soon. I really hope you can't hear it that much. But yeah. My next point is, that we're all human floating on a rock in outer space. Life is short, so treat people with kindness. Yeah, that's obviously a given as well. Um, I just feel like life is so much easier whenever you don't hold on to like bitter, nasty feelings, because I'm here at least to feel love, hold love, and spread love for myself and others. And I feel like this world is just so beautiful. There's no need to waste time feeling mad, feeling upset, feeling angry when there's so much shit to be grateful for. There's so much shit that we have to be happy about. You know, we have our families, we have our friends, we have ourselves. We have this beautiful ass planet to call ours, and that's enough for me at least to feel so eternally grateful and happy and, you know, just full of bliss at most times at least. And it really helps humble me whenever I'm feeling upset or feeling bitter, because, nah, I ain't trying to waste my time. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you next week on Divine FM. Bye, guys.